is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Here we are, look at us. You always catch me at the end. We need like a drop off on the song. Good afternoon, my name is Dean Mazzarella. I'm Mayor for the City of Leominster. I'll try to center myself if I can. There you go, how's that? And we're live this afternoon, as we are each and every Thursday, and it's a call-in show. And you can ask us about anything. If we don't have the answer, we'll get it for you. But generally we do. Our phone number is simple. It's 978-534-1626. It's an old school, it's hardwired, right? Old school telephone. And we have guests tonight. And we'll be talking about the wellness fair that's going to be held up at Sholan Farms on September 28th. And so much more going on. I just want to let you know what's happening tonight. And I'll repeat this a couple times because people kind of tune in at different times. Let me just make sure I share this on Facebook. And tonight, let me get the right notes, is the concert at Carter Park. That starts at 6:30. If you're watching this on Sunday night as a repeat, then you're late. But we have the concert at Carter Park tonight. Bring your chairs, your blankets, whatever it might be. And also at the same time, we have live music on the Common on, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. We also have cornhole, so you can stop down and play with kids and listen to some music, and you can stop downtown and get some food to go, or even bring your own picnic basket. And that starts at 6 o'clock. So those are the things that are happening that I need to sort of share with you right away. Interesting enough, are we all set for? We got John. Okay. So we'll let John come. So just all week we've been listening to this big meeting between our president, the president of Russia, Putin, and I'm thinking to myself, they're going to Anchorage, Alaska. And I'm thinking, what's the population of Anchorage, Alaska? And I'm thinking, this has got all the Secret Service and the logistics behind bringing two presidents in to Anchorage, Alaska. It's got to be causing some, right? I mean, it's got to be like a big stir in town. So I figured we'd reach out to somebody who lives in Anchorage, and John Creed, who's a Leominster resident, lives there. And what time is it there, John?
Hi, Dean.
Hi.
Greetings to my wonderful, lovely hometown with so many beautiful people in it.
Yes, a lot of Creed's. Creed's an older, established name here in the city of Leominster.
That's right. In fact, the Creeds came to Leominster in the 1820s.
Really? That far back? I remember hearing some stories. So what time is it? I know you told me. What time is it in Anchorage right now?
It's just after noon here in Anchorage, Alaska.
So is this like a big thing that's going on out there? I mean, two presidents of two world powers are coming out to Anchorage.
It is a big thing, that's for sure. The difference, though, because President Obama came to Alaska for about 3 days. Mm-hmm. In 2015, he came actually. That was when my family and I were living in Kotzebue, Alaska, which is inside the Arctic Circle in northwest Alaska. And he actually came to Kotzebue,
right?
And we saw him there. But the planning for President Obama's visit to Alaska took months.
Right.
This year, Trump announced that he was coming to Alaska only less than a week ago.
Yeah.
And so, yes, people are scrambling up there
Right.
to figure out how to accommodate it.
And they're bringing in another president of another country.
Exactly.
That's got to be like, what's the population of Anchorage?
Anchorage is 290,000.
Oh, so it's bigger than I thought, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Alaska's largest city.
Right.
In fact, it's in south-central Alaska, and more than half the people of Alaska live in this part of Alaska.
Right. That part I knew. And so it's got to be like a buzz. I mean, you're going to have planes flying in and Secret Service and helicopters, and this is going to just be, I mean, sort of a historic moment. And who knows what the outcome will be, but still a historic moment, that face-to-face. You know, two presidents, a very impatient United States president is going to meet with Putin, who's, who seems to have more patience in terms of longevity in a war that we're not sure how it's going to end. And we have a president that's like, yeah, I don't want to, this makes no sense. We got to get out of this thing. And for everybody's sake. And he's not a patient guy. And so a historic moment in Anchorage, Alaska is, have you run into Secret Service or people that are part of the planning groups?
Well, what they have decided to do is the two presidents are flying into, there's a large military base in eastern Anchorage. I live in West Anchorage.
Right.
And in eastern Anchorage, it's called JBER, but it's short for Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson. They combined an Army base and an Air Force base years ago.
Right.
And it's a huge base on the east side of Anchorage. And so they'll be flying in there. And so the general public are not allowed onto that base without going through a screening process. So it's not going to be, the logistics aren't going to be as bad as if he flew into Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport. Right. And there would have been much more congestion. The other problem complicating this is that this is the height of the tourist season in Alaska. And so all the hotels are booked. We have about a 4-month tourist season here in the warmer months in Alaska. And Anchorage is one of the cities that people come into first, and then they'll go to different parts of Alaska from there. Right. And so, as I said, all the hotels are booked. So it's going to be pretty difficult to ensure that everyone can be put up for accommodations in the city.
Well, the press.
Other than that, I don't think that Putin and Trump will leave Elmendorf, JBER, during their visit. Right. And if they did, they would probably meet some pretty stiff protests around the city. There are protests planned anyway, and not just in Anchorage, but all around the state. And
the press flying in from all over the world, and as you said, where are they going to? They're going to stay in tents. Where are they going to stay? Right. It's going to be interesting, as you say. So, what brought you to? I know the answer to this, but I think people that might be listening, if you don't mind, what brought you to Alaska? Work?
Well, I guess I had an adventuresome spirit when I was a young guy. I first went to Fitchburg State for 2 years, and then I transferred to UMass. Right. And then between my junior and senior year at UMass, I worked at Denali National Park in Alaska. Yep. And so I flew nonstop from New York City to Fairbanks, Alaska, and then hitchhiked down to Denali Park. It was called Mount McKinley National Park at that time. Right. And I spent the summer there. And then after my job was over there, I hitchhiked from Alaska back to Massachusetts, and then got on a plane and flew to Ireland, where I studied for my final year of college. Studied at University College Dublin. My maternal grandparents were born in Ireland. Right. And So I spent about 5 years living in various places. But in 1979, I went back to Alaska, and I got a job in a Inupiaq Eskimo village about 80 miles north of the Arctic Circle as a school teacher.
Wow.
And so it's kind of, I've been in Alaska ever since. And spent 3 years in the Arctic that time, and went back outside. They call it outside when you leave Alaska, outside.
Right.
And I went to the University of Oregon to go to graduate school in journalism, where I met my wife, my future wife, and we came back to Alaska and went into television. She went into television, and I was a newspaper reporter for several years there, and then went back to the region where I had lived before, to a place called Kotzebue, which is inside the Arctic Circle. And my wife and I lived there for 30 years. We were professors for the University of Alaska branch campus there, and we raised our 4 children there.
Wow.
And we retired in 2017.
That's amazing. Did you ever run into anybody from Leominster in Alaska while you were out there?
Well, that's interesting. Funny you asked that, Dean, because
I had to ask that.
When I was working at Denali Park, I was like 3 years out of high school.
Right.
And I was working in a coffee shop, and I looked through. There was a gift shop, and I saw this face I thought I knew, and so I started walking toward him, and he left the gift shop and was out in the lobby. And the faster I walked, the faster he walked. And finally, I got around in front. I didn't want to embarrass myself. I got around in front of him, and we looked at each other and said, "Holy moly!" And it was his name was Bruce Carl, and I graduated from St. Bernard's in Fitchburg about 3 years before, and we just happened to come across each other.
Right.
And he was from Fitchburg, actually. He was I think he grew up in Cleghorn.
Right.
And Fitchburg. And so maybe I shouldn't say this, but the reason why he was walking so fast is because I had a white jacket on because I was, waiter.
Right.
And he thought I was coming to apprehend him because he had just lifted a pack of cards from the gift shop.
Oh, geez.
Well, anyway, but he was he had been hitchhiking all over the country.
Wow.
And so he was in Alaska, and he told me about another friend, Al Preventure. And when I was hitchhiking back through, Al Preventure and Patty Allen, Patty Allen actually grew up in Leominster. And I grew up at elementary school with her, and I was hitchhiking through the Canadian Rockies, and I went at midnight, about 3 o'clock in the morning. I arrived at Field, British Columbia, and I went and Bruce had told me that Al Prevention had worked at the local foundry there, and so I went into the foundry. I said, "I'm looking for Al Prevention." They said, "Okay, well," and told me where his house was. So 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm pounding on his door, right? No. And he looks. He says, "What?" He thought he saw a ghost or something.
Yeah.
So those are my.
Those are good stories. Those are not good stories. Those are great stories. and it all started with an internship out in Alaska. So what's it? I always wanted to know that. So we had a cousin, John Lanza, who always said he loved to fish. He always said he was going to move to Alaska. And then in my cousin's, I think, senior year or junior year at Leominster High, he decides he's going to Alaska. And she followed later. She ended up working for the government, I think the state government. She met a guy there, and they've since retired and sold and moved to, I forget if it was Wyoming or somewhere else. But so what's a day in the life of somebody who lives in Alaska? I mean, we always think it's cold and snow and here you are saying it's tourism season and it's summer, and so what's it like?
Well, it depends on where you live in Alaska. We lived, for example, in a place they used to call it the bush. It's the roadless area of Alaska. Now they call it just rural Alaska. And Kotzebue is inside the Arctic Circle. That's where we spent the majority of our years so far in Alaska. And it's built on a gravel spit that sticks out into the ocean.
Wow.
And it's about 175 miles northeast of the tip of Russia.
Wow.
And it's hundreds of miles from the nearest road to the outside world.
Come on.
So the only way in and out is by, practically speaking, is by aircraft. So if you're crazy and want to ride a snowmobile from Fairbanks, you could do that, but that'd take you several days, and you'd be going across the wilderness.
Right.
And there is daily jet service to these hub communities. The hub communities, they're called. I'm sure your viewers have heard of Nome. Nome is south of Kotzebue.
Yeah.
So Kotzebue is a hub community. Nome is, and there's another one called Bethel, and there's Dillingham, and these are hub communities, and then there are native villages that surround these hub communities. And Kotzebue has about 3,000 people, and the whole region. The region is called the Northwest Arctic Borough, and it's about the size of the state of Indiana.
Wow.
It's about 39,000 square miles, and there's 11 Inupiat Eskimo villages in that region, and I think the population is about 7,000.
Wow, how interesting. And it must be beautiful to be out there. I mean, you're right at the tip.
Oh, it's stunning. It's really, truly stunning. The one thing about Alaska, it's hard to go anywhere in Alaska and not see jaw-dropping, magnificently beautiful scenery.
Really?
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in Anchorage now, and I live in a typical neighborhood with sidewalks and paved roads and so forth. I like to refer to Anchorage as the coolest city in America because as climate change takes hold in the rest of the country, the rest of the world really. Right. The temperatures here are usually in the summertime they're in the 50s and 60s, and if we've cracked 70 degrees about 3 or 4 times so far this summer. The highest temperature ever recorded in Anchorage, I believe, is 91.
Well, we had that today.
Really?
Yeah, it was not. And the humidity was about about 80-something% humidity today. So it's one of those hot, humid days, the dog days of summer, as they say.
Right. Sure.
And you like that? I mean, that weather. There's kind of good weather to hike in or work out in the yard.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Right.
When you think of it, I mean, it's funny because we have a beautiful park. It's called Kincaid Park. I would rate it like the finest municipal park in the country. It's just lovely, and there's like 60 kilometers of ski trails in it, and 20 kilometers of those are lighted for the wintertime. And so they're very wide and a lovely place to hike in the summertime, or the warm months, should I say. So we take our little doggy up there every day, and it's just an absolute wonderful. It's very close to our house, and it's just great. And there's places, the outdoor recreation opportunities from Anchorage are almost endless, if you will. Right. Because it's very centrally located. There's a major ski resort about 45 miles down the highway. Of course, there's only one highway out going south, and another highway out going north, and that's it. There's no other.
It's wild.
And we're surrounded. Anchorage is a big city, but we are surrounded by wilderness. Right. But if you look at the map of Alaska in relationship to North America, it's very far north. And Anchorage is still a very far north city. Right. I think it's on the. I can't know it. I don't know what the exact latitude is. Right. Maybe the same latitude as Iceland or Norway, et cetera.
So, what happened to your 4 kids? Did they love it as much as you and stay there?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have. We have our oldest. Actually, our oldest son. His name is Miles, and he's actually visiting us here as we speak. And he actually lives in Canada. He lives in Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Really?
But he's got a very close connection to Alaska because last November, he just graduated from the University of Victoria in British Columbia. He got a PhD in the revitalization of indigenous languages.
Wow. That's unique. That's unique.
Yeah. And that's with an emphasis on the language spoken in the village we raised them in Inupiaq.
Right, right.
And so he comes back, his work is in Alaska, but he really fell in love with Canada when he was there.
Right.
And he would like to become a permanent resident of Canada.
Well, good for him. Good for him.
And then our daughter, she's a communications specialist, University of Alaska, Anchorage. She also went into education, and she's a wonderful writer. Somebody said that when she got her degree she got a master's in fine arts and nonfiction writing, and a cousin of mine said to me, "Oh, chip off the old block." I said, "No, not actually, because she actually has talent."
Yeah.
So. So, and then we have a set of twins. We went for third, and we got twins out of it.
Wow.
So, our twin son lives in Fairbanks with his wife, and he's building a home. He's clearing land to build a home up there this summer.
Yeah.
And he works for a golf course that employs adults with special needs.
Wow. How cool is that?
Oh, yeah, and he's just a lovely guy. He's just a wonderful, you couldn't get a nicer guy. We just love him to death. And then our twin daughter, she lives in Sitka, Alaska, and Sitka is the former, it's the Russian capital of Alaska when Russia owned Alaska from 1741 to 1867 when the United States purchased it.
Right.
And then the territory of Alaska became the state of Alaska in 1959. And anyway, our daughter, her name is Deirdre, which means one who rages in Irish. That's an Irish name. And she's a boat captain.
Oh, wow. How neat is that?
She just loves fishing, and she's a fish guide, boat captain.
Right.
And for a number of years, her deckhand was her uncle, my wife's brother, right? My brother-in-law. His name is Jonathan, and it's hilarious because he was her deckhand. Okay. And he's about 6'2", and our daughter is about 5'2". So, and people would get on the boat, they automatically, assume that Uncle Jonathan was the captain and she was the deckhand, but it was the opposite.
She's the boss. So a long way from Leominster. I mean, and your roots are there now, and
right.
But you said the 1800s, the Creeds come here, and who knew, right? That's
right. Who knew?
The seeds would be spread through the world, and
right.
That's an interesting story. So you're retired now, and so is your wife.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes,
I mean, that's nice.
We're emeritus professors of the University of Alaska. We retired in 2017. We taught for the University of Alaska for 30 years.
Wow.
And mostly, the vast majority of our students were Alaska Native. Alaska Natives, Indians, Aleuts, and Eskimos.
Right.
And we taught, we were kind of, the University of Alaska pioneers in distance education. And so we reached our students through distance education in all these various remote villages all over the state.
Right.
150 native villages in Alaska.
Wow.
And so we had students in those villages all over the state.
Right.
And taught them from Kotzebue.
What's interesting now is online learning, that you guys were the pioneers of it. I mean, you were already doing it as a matter of necessity, when today it's a common thing, and it's probably going to be even more common as artificial, as teachers, which will never replace, or professors will be able to use artificial intelligence. I listened to this whole podcast today driving about how people in education are panicking about AI, and this professor went on and said, absolutely not. It's going to bring you some things, and especially people that are out in rural areas like that, or territories or reservations. It's going to bring so many new tools for them, and it's never going to replace the teacher. Never replace the teacher, ever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
the
that's
human dimension in because teaching, as you probably well know, because you've been close to education your whole life as mayor of the city. It's an art and it's a science.
Yeah.
And so the types of human connections that an educator makes with their students cannot be duplicated by a computer or any kind of other kind of machine.
I had professors or at college level that I took their courses. They weren't required, but I took them because they were so good at what they did. Nothing is going to replace that. And but it's just interesting you should say that you were having to reach out to over 100 different reservations and areas of the state to teach when you were at the cutting edge. You guys were at the very beginning stages, and it was just a anomaly for you, a necessity, whereas today, I say it's amazing because today you'll be able to listen to somebody that went to space and hear them as, like we're talk about their experiences as if you were sitting right in front of them.
Right, exactly. Well, it's interesting that, you talk about the technology. It is true that, the educators in Alaska were pioneering distance education, and now the technology that we were using in those days is truly Model T by comparison.
Well, of course,
and ironically, when distance education surged ahead in the rest of the country and the rest of the world, we were somewhat stymied for our ability to keep up with the technology because the internet connections, we had such low bandwidth in these rural areas that we could, and the computer technology required so much more bandwidth to function properly. Right. What we were using audio conferencing. So it's just you hook up by everybody. Every village has a phone system, for example. So we were using phones, and then in fact, when we first started, we started teaching, my wife and I, out in Kotzebue in the late 1980s. And when we first started, we taught by audio conference, but our students would write send their assignments to us through the mail. And then we'd receive it and hand correct it and then put it back in the mail and send it back to them.
Wow.
And then there was a massive technological leap when the fax machine came into form.
Oh boy.
And to fax the assignments back and forth. That was so much faster.
Cutting edge.
That was still a little bit cumbersome.
Sure.
So then after that, then eventually we were able to not only stop correcting our papers by hand, but also by computer, like a Microsoft Word document and we would edit their papers that way, and we were able to send them back and forth by computer, so they get them instantly.
Amazing. So what do you? My last question is: so what do you miss most about your hometown?
The people in Leominster are just wonderful. That's what I miss the most. Is the wonderful, close-knit society that Leominster is. The love and the interaction that people have with one another, and of course family members that I live so far away from now.
Right.
It really it's a human connection that is so in the spirit of wanting to make those connections, particularly as we age.
Right.
And not having that anymore.
Right.
Well,
that's what's good about social media. You can stay in touch just like you were here.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I want to tell you, Dean, I appreciate it very much. My cousin, Donnie Creed.
He was a good friend. He was a good friend. Yeah.
And he passed a few years ago. And there were 4 boys and 1 girl in my family, and we lived 4 houses up the street from Donnie and his family, and so he was like another brother in our family. And so it was such a tragedy when he left. In fact, that 44 North Main Street, where that house was built in 1888.
Wow.
And my grandfather, Ralph Creed, moved in there with his family when he was 2 years old.
Wow.
And the Creeds have owned that property for, I don't know, 130, 140 years or something.
Yeah, still own it.
And And the Creed family still owns that property.
Amazing.
Subsequent, like Ralph Creed attended pre-street school, as did my dad and his brother Milton and sister Ruth May. And then Donnie's kids also attended pre-street school, so there's a lot of tradition there.
Yeah. Well, it was great.
Anyway, you were so kind to that family, to our family when Donnie passed.
Oh, it was
just
tragic.
How much we appreciate that.
He's a good guy. And he's the only one that could mow that lawn in the way that he did. It was like artwork up there at the front of the North Main Street. They had that lawn. It was perfect. Not a weed in it. He was just a good guy. Good man. He was a good man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a cop at the same time. He was a firefighter, so we ran into each other all the time. And even when he retired, we spoke often and chatted. And so.
Yeah, and he had the most. He was so talented. He was an electrician. He was a firefighter. He was a carpenter. He could do anything. It's amazing.
And he took care of his brother-in-law Joe and his mother-in-law and his wife when she was sick.
Yes.
Could you ask for a better human being than that?
Yep, and his mom.
Yep. Could you ask for a better human being
mom.
than that? Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. That was so sad is that, he had a new girlfriend. And, he was about to launch into his golden years, and this thing, he had pancreatic cancer, and it took him within 2 months of the diagnosis.
I remember.
Really sad. So you were just wonderful to our family during that time, Dean. We appreciate it very much.
They're wonderful people. So, hey, thanks. That was great today. I'm glad I'm glad we connected, and stay in touch. And you can call anytime. Let us know what's going on. But maybe next week we'll get you on and find out
how
it all played out.
Okay, good.
All right.
And thanks for running the city so well for so long.
Sure, I'm having a ball. Thanks, John Creed, Leominster resident, North Main Street, Pre-Street School, and out in Anchorage, Alaska, where the big meeting is about to happen. We're going to take a short break here at Inside Leominster. We'll be right back because we have a really cool guest, and we're going to be talking about health and wellness.
All right, as you know, every year we have the Citizens of the Year. We have a male and a female, and tonight we have 2 well-deserved recipients. Is this going to be in the Catholic Free Press? It is. Does the Pope read it?
Yeah, but get over here.
Does he? You think so? All right, everybody be on your best behavior tonight because the photographer and reporter from the Catholic Free Press is here tonight, so we want to make sure we leave a good impression. We try. Let us know. You better. All right. Anyway, our first recipient is Barbara DuPlain. This is in recognition of her personal dedication, service, devotion to the city, its citizens, and its way of life. And Barbara's been a 30-year volunteer on emergency management. She volunteers at St. Leo's, and her middle name isn't E, but it really is V for volunteer. So congratulations, Barbara. I have a stack here, and Congressman McGovern and the mayor's office. I mean, there's just a bunch of them there. So if you want to say a few words, let me just do the next one.
We're back here at Inside Leominster, and Tom Piper received the Citizen of the Year award as well, and I'm sure you've seen it here, and we keep playing it on Inside. So, so you didn't say anything, but you went to school with John. Tell us about that.
Well, back then, of course, we all had to wear uniforms.
Right, St. Bernard's.
You know, I'm not sure. You know, he's the same age as I am, so I'm 75, and I'm sure he's 75.
Right.
He was a good-looking guy back then.
Yeah.
I assume. Hopefully, he aged well.
Well, we can check on Facebook. We might have an old picture there, you know. And so you guys went to St. Bernard's together.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's amazing.
In 68.
Small world.
Yep.
Imagine banging on his friend's door.
Yeah.
Did you know the guy that he banged on his he was banging on his door at 3 in the morning?
No,
you
but
didn't
I didn't know where he lived. I know where he lived on North Main Street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a small
on
world.
the hill. I couldn't believe as he's talking to you more and more.
Yeah, I got to straighten out this story, but we were talking. I had asked that, you know, people, like, if they live far away, I always say, did you ever run into, because everywhere I go, I run into somebody from Leominster. So, I'll get the right story, but it went something like this, where this is like Colorado, and the guy's a letter carrier, but he delivers his mail, like boxes, not just mail, but, you know, when you get a delivery, like a box or something. So he recognized the name on the box, and he said, how could that be? He goes up, he bangs on the door, and it's somebody we went to school with. And he's like, well, what's the chances, right? And there are all those, someday I'll tell you the other story about what happened in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'll share that one with you someday. That's a good story about somebody I ran into. But anyway, we can't make Kari wait any longer, because she's been waiting. She was very patient. Kari Radford is here from Choose Wellness Health Fair, and they're going to have a health fair up at Sholan Farms in September. And who knows, September is a tricky month, because if you remember, for the last 3 years or so, that I can remember, 3 years, could be longer, we had very warm Septembers.
Right.
In fact, we once used to take all the flowers out downtown, pull them all out in September, and put all fall flowers. And a couple of years ago, I said, Sally, let's just leave them alone and see how long, we can ride out the storm. They look beautiful. It takes all summer to get them to look like this.
Right.
Why would we take them out now? We left them in, and we made it into, we did some spots where we added mums and some fall flowers, but we made it through like the whole season without, without any big frost. And somewhere around October, I think it was around the Cannoli Fest or whatever, we finally got hit. So it's a perfect time for a wellness, right? The humidity's gone, people are back to school, back from vacation, and kind of like after the holidays, people want to feel healthy again. They want a new regimen, a new routine.
Right.
And so this is perfect timing.
So Choose Wellness has been, this is our seventh fair. We did 4 before the pandemic, and this will be the 3rd after.
Mm-hmm.
And we've never had it at Sholan Farms before. I'm very excited. It includes many different areas. So we have a screening area where we do blood pressures, BMI. They can talk to a nurse practitioner or a physician to consult them about how they can have a better quality of life, make better decisions.
Eat more apples.
Nutrition is a big thing. Nutrition is a big thing.
Eat more apples and peaches. Yeah. And blueberries. Right now you can pick blueberries.
Yeah, I know.
Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Yes. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, yeah.
Tuesday
Saturday. Through Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so screening, and then in that same area will be some health vendors, including Red Cross, hospice, organ donation,
donors,
and Medicare advisors. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about those, and we'll have 4 massage therapy.
I saw that.
Chair massages.
I'm coming for that.
Chair massages.
Stressed out.
Information table. They'll be able to have lots of handouts for disease, nutrition, recipes. We're going to have 5 food vendors. I'm excited with that. We're serving only vegetarian, vegan
Yeah,
stuff so they can
nothing wrong with
try,
that.
you know.
See, my theory is once you expose somebody, they have to like experience it. You can't say to somebody, hey, you should eat this, this, and that. It tastes real good. You got to like share it with them, right?
Right.
And say, look, taste it.
Yeah.
See how flavorful this is without a lot of salt and bad ingredients.
So we're giving them the experience of
Right.
vegan, vegetarian at the
Nice.
fair. We have 2 restaurants from Clinton, Vegan Nest and Presto. And then we have 3 food trucks. Fig's Food is a Portuguese food truck. Started a couple years ago and now quit his job and has a food truck.
Wow, that's great.
And he's researching more recipes for vegan, vegetarian for me.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nothing
And
wrong
then
with
there's-
that because you
Yep.
should have a healthy
Yep.
food truck around somewhere.
Yep. And then Spanish American truck's going to be there, and then we're going to have an ice cream truck.
You're going to have fender bender.
Fender blender.
Blender, I'm sorry.
Fender
I meant-
blender.
see, I got sucked into the whole fender
So
bender.
it's a stationary bike
Fender blender.
that when they
Wheel, pedal.
when they pedal, they make a smoothie. On the back is a blender that makes a smoothie.
How fun is that?
Yeah,
That's
so
what's called
that's-
working for your.
So it's from Health Alliance Hospital. I've used it several times
Yeah, that's
before, and they are very nice to donate it for me.
And you'll have
for
face
that.
painting and lawn games and wagon rides, the traditional things that you have at a fair.
And a bouncy house, a big
houses,
bouncy house.
Those are good for you. Burn off the calories you have. from your-
Ambulance, fire truck for the kids. And there's a teddy bear, there's information things. So I talked about things that we hand out, but there's a teddy bear clinic. And if the people don't know what that is, it's for young kids to help them be less afraid when they go to the doctors for a shot or go to the hospital for stitches, you know, that kind of thing. So we do it to teddy bears. We put the Band-Aid on the teddy bear. We give them a little certificate when they're done.
fun.
And they go home with a teddy bear.
That's fun. They'll have a farmer's market, free raffles every 30 minutes,
Yep.
from restaurants, shops, and more. And there'll be screening, information, kids area, and then you get to pick some apples and take a wagon ride
And there's some craft
and
vendors
all of that.
too.
Some craft people that'll be there as well.
So the raffles are, you know, businesses. We've gone to Leominster, we've gone to Sterling, we've gone to Clinton, different places, mostly restaurants, but there's some shops and some people making baskets for us.
Nice.
One's a sports-based one,
Yeah.
one's a, you know, different kinds. So very excited. Just Sholan Farm area is just exciting to
It's
me.
a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And it reeks of healthy, right?
Right.
When you get up there, you feel the air is fresh.
Oh, it's wonderful.
A beautiful view from every single
It's wonderful.
angle up
The
there.
layout is great for us. We've not. Last year we had it at a farm. This year we decided. I thought about having it at Sholan for a while, so I reached out to Joanne, and she's the president, and it's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful
If
relationship.
somebody is a vendor or somebody out there wants to somehow or another connect with you, is there a particular phone number, an email address that
Let
they
me
can...
give an email
Yeah.
address. It's my name, Kari.
John might bang on your door at 3 in the morning. Hey, I want to be part, right?
Yep. Kari.
Kari.
Dot Radford 49 @gmail.com.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
And we'll keep that. We'll keep
Yeah.
it at the office in case somebody
Yeah.
wants it.
But yeah, if somebody wants to be a vendor, it's not too late.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
good.
it's
So,
an exciting thing.
Is this part of an organization? Is it a nonprofit?
It's yes, the Seventh-day Adventist Church in South Lancaster.
See, I ask all the right questions. I knew the answer to
is
that.
who supports us.
I just met with the new pastor up at the SDA Leominster,
Okay.
and he's
Yep.
well, actually, he moved to Leominster, so
And the Leominster Church actually is going to be part of our. They're providing 8 laws of health.
oh wow,
Posters which include nutrition, exercise, water, air, temperance, sunshine, rest, and some kind of faith in a divine
they are the
person.
nicest people. I could just tell you from experience.
Yeah.
And I run into them all the time. It's just a nice group of people up
Yeah.
there, and they've always had good pastors too.
Yeah.
So I met the new pastor recently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I'm working with the health director at Leominster Church.
Good.
So it's been a great connection, and it's going to be wonderful. Just we're going to have sunshine. It's sunshine or rain.
Look at you being the consummate optimist there.
It's going to be sunshine. There's so many things that have opened up for us this time that haven't opened us up in the past. So
it's going to be a perfect day.
So our divine leader is guiding it.
It's going to be a perfect day.
It's going to be a perfect day.
What else did we forget? Anything?
I said the chair massages. I'm just...
Yeah, the chair massages. Did you hear that?
Chair massages and hand massage.
Oh.
4 chair massages and 2 hand massages.
I'm feeling de-stressed. I'm feeling a little less stressed right now.
Yeah.
Just saying the word.
Yeah, it's it's going to be great. It's going to be a great day.
Oh, good.
And we want people to come hungry.
Yes, hungry. We're going to feed you healthy. We're going to get you healthy food, and you're going to think, wow, that's really good. What's the recipe for that, right?
And we have recipes to give out.
Yeah.
And come with an open mind for the food that you try, and also for the lifestyle changes, and consulting with a nurse practitioner or doctor to see how you can change your life.
Right.
We want you to choose wellness.
That's right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, we want you hanging around for a long time.
Yeah.
All right. Kari Radford from Choose Wellness Health Fair. I will remind you right up until the last minute, September 28th, and we're going to take a shot. Why don't you stay with us? You got an extra 10 minutes?
Sure.
All right. You can be like the co-host, because we got some business to attend to here, don't we? We got some slides to do. So that was the big stuff. Also, this weekend, Saturday, is the, tonight, if you're going down to Cutter Park, it's Rock Blockers. They start at 6:30. And in all those things that people have in their the garage and the shed, they have all these things. And it like paint cans and these, I don't know, pesticides and stuff. Well, you could come down to the DPW on Saturday, because we have our hazardous waste collection day, and I can't find it in here, but I know it's here. It's anyway, go to our website, leominster-me.gov. It'll give you all the details. But we have our hazardous collection day coming up, and it's this Saturday, which I believe is the 17th. And you have to be from Leominster. And but we have a whole list. Let me see if I can find. I'm not going to read you the list, but I will tell you it's on Graham Street at the DPW at 109, and it's from 9 to 12. And you don't have to pre-register, but you do have to be a resident of Leominster. So you can go to our website, leominster-me.gov. It'll tell you what you can take and what you can't. Now, if you're a good planner, I will tell you that the fall registration begins already for the programs at the rec department. And if you're going down to the transfer station at 22 Jungle Road, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, 8 to noon. And we'll do the slides real quick. Mr. Scott, get some glasses so I can see. Am I controlling this, or you guys make me think I am? I am. Sometimes they make me think I am. All right. It's Love Your Bookshop Day. Who doesn't love a bookshop? It's National Financial Awareness Day, National Tattoo Removal Day, and World Lizard Day. It's also National Creamsicle Day. Did you guys know that? Creamsicle Day. Don't you? First time I had a creamsicle, I was like in love.
I was 4 years old.
What's better than that? Creamsicle. And on this day in history, 1962, U.S. mail truck in Plymouth. Do you remember this? It was robbed for more than $1.5 million. Like, what are they doing with $1.5 million? Well, it was one of those big mail trucks is what it was. 1965, Sonny and Cher did the number one hit was You Got Me, Babe. And then in 1974, Congress authorizes U.S. citizens to own gold. And in 1980, it was when the nominees for the Democratic position of president was Jimmy Carter and Walter Mondale. And in 1985, if you remember this, Michael Jackson bought ATV Music, which included most of the Beatles songs, and then later sold half of it for $47.5 million. That was 10 years later. And in 2015, the most expensive face transplant surgery ever performed was done at the University of Langone Medical Center. Imagine that, 2015, they were doing facial.
Wow.
Imagine, 2015. Wow. We should all look like Brad Pitt now. They've had 10 years to perfect that. Anyway, we got this new grant right at the top. There's all the other projects that are happening in the city, but in with the restriction of time here, we were awarded $75,000 to the Digital Equity Program for computer upgrades at the library, senior center, and veteran center. Always something going on at that, all three, senior center, veteran center, and the public library. So don't forget, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 8 to 11, pre-picked peaches, nectarines, and blueberries. So they do have peaches up there now. And I saw some of the nectarines up at another farm in Leominster. Wow, they were beautiful. I mean, they were good. And if you just so happen to be going to the public library tomorrow, it's the last day to report summer reading. You have to do that by 5 o'clock. And if you're a real library enthusiast, they have their entire calendar already done for the month of September. You could find them at leominsterlibrary.org. Do we have pictures of the week? We do. I never know what they are, but here we go. Let's give it a shot. Pictures of the week. It was a fabulous job at the Rail Trail Bike Parade, and kids had a ball, and they've got some really good volunteers as part of the Rail Trail, and Roots came down. Now, Roots is all healthy. Everything they do there is healthy. And they brought drinks and snacks for everybody, and we thank them for coming on. We thank for the Rail Trail groups for always participating in their heart and soul is in those bike trails, so we're lucky for that. And we want to thank everybody. This was record-setting attendance at Starburst. We want to thank our sponsors and everybody who came, and the police, and I don't want to get into thank anybody because there was so many people to thank that I will just say thank you to all of you for whatever role or part you played in Starburst this year. And again, thank you to our sponsors. Without them, we couldn't offer free fireworks. And boy, I thought they tricked us into making us think that they had done the what do you call it at the end there, the finale. The finale. And then it paused for a minute, and then it just unloaded. And it went bang, 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 bang. It's cool. And there's our recipients, Tom Piper and Barbara LeBlanc. Congratulations. Also State Representative Natalie Higgins. And we had plaques and all kinds of things to give to them as recipients. And great job by Neurotic Gumbo. I said at the beginning, you know what? I said, you have to pay to go to see Chicago or a band like that. These guys are incredible. They really do a nice job. We're fortunate to have them here. And they work hard. They were there at noontime setting up. And thanks to all. One, Credit Union for being our main sponsor for the fireworks. They were absolutely beautiful. And Mart presentation on our new bus routes, which are really going to, I think people are going to like them. You're going to spend less time on that Market Basket route. And there you are, more Leominster entrepreneurs. A perfect day for it yesterday as we were up on Indian Ridge Lane or Indian Ridge Ave and Bicentennial Ave, and they were selling bracelets and great kids. And coming soon to the downtown, yes, people thought this was a joke. We're going to be doing over the Manusnaut Brook, and it's a big project. It is big. It's close to $10 million when we get through with it. And anyway, we're going to put out these little shuttles so we can move people around to and from work, to and from the restaurants at night. And we put Appleseed Express out there, but the one that seems the most to be popular is the Flamingo Express. So coming soon. And structure frame adjustments on Hammond Street. We're going to be doing paving, and we've got a whole new construction is going to begin on Monday on the new water line for West Street near Fairfield. So plenty of projects, plenty of detours. And there's the Spanish American Center that stopped in today. They're going to be talking about their new fridge program that they're going to be offering at the Spanish American Center here in Leominster. And congratulations to Julio Greco for his hard work and determination over the years at Leominster Credit Union, now All One Credit Union. He's been part of that organization, and they named that whole conference room after Julio. So congratulations. We're out of time here at Inside Leominster. Thank you, Kari. We'll get you on probably one more time before the event, like the week before. That way we can remind everybody, as we always do here at Inside Leominster. Thank you to the whole crew here for coming in. Thank you for watching. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Thanks for showing up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.